All right. What's up, everybody? We are live. Let me tweet this out into the Twitter world. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Let's change the lighting there so it's a little bit better. We're live, everybody. Late night stalking and talking. We're going to go probably for an hour today. See what we can do. See how much noise we can make. And keep going from there. Let me make sure the audio is good. You guys can hear me. Haven't done this in like a week and I miss it. So I wanted to come back today because one of my meetings ended early. I thought it was going to end at like 11:30, but it ended at 11. So I quickly got the stream together in 3 minutes. And now I'm here. Let me put it in my Discord as well. Let people know. Dude, why do you scare people with your scary thumbnails? It can't be that scary, Saritha. It's just my hair at the end of the day. Now my hair is a bit scary, I'm not gonna lie. But still, it can't be the worst. Cannot be the worst. We're gonna talk for a little bit. Talk about the market. Talk about all the craziness that's going on. Because it's a crazy market. It's a crazy market. Easy Spider audio good. Awesome. Gabe, GS Strategy is my guy. What's up? Gabe's channel is absolutely blowing up. I love Gabe, man. This guy's working so freaking hard. And he's getting it. He's getting it. Nate, what's up? What's up? Matt Money. When Lambo. Namir, salutations. Namir, I want to know more about what you're doing in Stanford, bro. Because I feel like it's so, like, I just saw one LinkedIn post that you're in Stanford, but I have no idea what you're doing. And I'm sure you're doing some crazy shit. So I'd love to know that. Wow, Unmole's in the chat. No one here knows Unmole, but Unmole made $75,000 off of GameStop. So you probably should listen to him for investing advice more than me, because he knows what the hell he's doing. One day Amit will love me like I love him. Matt, you know you're welcome on the channel any day. If you want the link, I will send it to you right now on Twitter. You know that's the case, Matt Money. It's just you're usually like, I feel like you're usually eating and like laying down when I do these streams. Like I feel like you're in a relaxed position because you came home from a hard day of work, you know, and you're just like, I'll just let him entertain me. I'm gaming with the bros otherwise. See, you're always doing some shit, bro. You're always doing some shit. But you have me on in the background, which is good. What did everyone have for dinner today? Put it in the chat. What did everyone have for dinner today? No way I gained a sub after you said that. It's YouTube, man. It's freaking YouTube. Battery engineering for the grid. That's crazy, Namir. That's so awesome. And Namir, you're from Dubai, right? That's like where your family's from and shit, or that's where you grew up. I think that's what I saw on LinkedIn. Bush Cream, what's up? Shake Shack. I had Shake. You know, I was at Yale like 2 weeks ago. I was coaching a kid at a debate tournament, and his mom is like super, super nice, and she just kept buying me food. And so she got me Shake Shack, and I was trying to eat the Shake Shack until I realized there was mayonnaise in the Shake Shack, in the sandwich. Or even if it wasn't mayonnaise, it was Shake Shack's whatever sauce. And honestly, bro, I don't care what the sauce is. I cannot eat a sandwich when it has that much sauce. Like I can't eat a sandwich when it has any sauce, to be honest. Like I actually like vomit in my mouth when there's sauce on a burger. Like I can't do it. I can dip it in some ketchup, dip it in some barbecue, but if it's on the patty, I can't do it, bro. I don't know what it is about me. I just can't do it. Like I literally want to vomit. So I couldn't eat the sandwich. So I couldn't enjoy the Shake Shack. I could only eat the fries. Yep, from Dubai. Yo, Namir, so is Dubai like as rich as it is on TV? Like, are there just Lambos everywhere and all this stuff? Is it Dubai? You know what I mean? Like, are you from that part of Dubai? And is there a different part of Dubai? I'm curious to know. Sometimes you have guests that talk too much BS, but that's okay. Yeah, I mean, sometimes guests say a bunch of stuff. There was a one comment I wanted to Nate said, I feel the same way about the sauce, right? Oh, Dave says, sweet, so much admit today. Thank you, Dave, for being here. Bro, same, I never have sauce. Yeah, I can't do it, man. I can't do the sauce. The sauce is just like, it's too much for me. It's really too much for me. All right. Are there homeless people in Dubai? I'm sure there's homeless people in Dubai. I just think most of Dubai is rich as hell. Like really rich. Let's open up Webull. Let's look at some of the stocks we've got going on and see what's in the market. Obviously, it was a red day in the market. It wasn't as bad as I thought. We have CPI tomorrow, and I think CPI tomorrow will determine a lot of different things. Obviously, if stocks go up or down will depend on some CPI data. We've got ARK at 36 ending out the day. AMD is still in such an unbelievable territory, given the importance this company will have over the next 5 years. But I am scared to buy, like I'm scared to buy anything right now. I do have some news. I did liquidate one of my positions. I sold my Ginkgo Bioworks position. I'm probably going to buy back in. I am going to buy back in. I just think I sold it at 292 because I knew this morning it was going to get hit and it was going to get tanked. So I was like, I'll just buy it back when it's at 250, 240, 230. I am not bullish on a speculative biotech company stock price in this economy. I'm bullish on the company, and I'm waiting to get back in. But I was like, there's no point for me to just sit with some losses as it goes to 240, 250 when I could just get back in later. So I did liquidate about like $6,000 of that position, and I'm waiting to get back in. But we'll see. You know, we got to see when it comes up. There's some stocks where it's like you just know they're gonna get hit. Like I got Tesla at 240. That was a dumb move. I was like, I should have realized it was coming. Like you can say hindsight is 2020, but also it's like that was just a dumb move. It's like the market was not trending towards the right direction. So sitting on cash, and we'll see what happens. Amit, look at my latest tweet. What lies under inflation? Okay, I'm about to go to your Twitter right now. What lies under inflation? Okay, I'm about to share this right now. This looks like it's gonna be a funny tweet. There's this new song I've been obsessed with, by the way, guys. Gotta tell you about it. All right, here we go. What lies under inflation? Is this Lord of the Rings? Or is this Narnia? I have no idea what movie this is. Yeah, I don't know what movie that is, but that is we're gonna see a lot of inflation stuff tomorrow. That's for sure. You still use Robinhood as your main brokerage? Yeah, the UX, man. It's now I have SoFi as well, but I got like $1,000 in SoFi, but I like Robinhood. Dubai's economy is based on tourism, so people outside of Dubai see as Vegas on steroids. There are regions of the middle and lower middle classes too. Most with Lambos are renting it for the grand. Yo, I think there's this one guy on YouTube, bro, and all he does is show off his Lambos in Dubai, and I'm like, bro, this is just annoying. Like literally, that's all they're doing is renting it for clout. The Hobbit. I've never seen The Hobbit. I've never seen The Hobbit. Ooh, a girl just texted me. That's awesome. That never happens. What is that? A woman texted me? The thing about setting price targets is that when it actually hits, people be like, nah, it's going to go down more. I wanted this price instead, and they eventually miss out on the rallies. Yeah, but I don't think there's going to be a rally for a while. Like, I don't think a lot of this stuff is going to be rallying. So I guess we will see. I had to take a picture of the stream real quick. Okay. Man, I love red Starburst. Yo, I love red Starburst too. So, what the market closed, I said the market is red, but not the good type of red. The good type of red is a Starburst red because everyone loves the red Starburst. But today's market was not that type of red. It was Starburst red. Girl texting, so surprising. YouTube must be working. I don't think I've gotten any attention from women because of YouTube, or not like any romantic attention, bro. Because I'm in like the finance space. This is the most sausage of sausage fest spaces on YouTube. Like literally, bro. I don't know any other space on YouTube outside of like UFC, but even then, there's more girls that are interested in it that are that are that are more that are less sausagey than YouTube. If everyone is so historically bearish, expecting things doesn't exactly make sense, as that's unsustainable. I don't think it's about, bro. Everyone's like, oh, everyone's bearish. That's why it's time to be bullish. I don't think that's the case. I think you got to look at macroeconomics. And macroeconomically, there is no reason or no positive catalyst for why we should go up. Now, maybe that in and of itself is a reason we go up because we're like oversold, maybe. But I don't fully know. I don't fully think that's the case. I just had phone sex with a woman off of Tinder. She was hot. Interesting, Joel. I never did that off of Tinder, so hope it was good. Hope it was fun. Pink and yellow starbursts are the best. This is false. Red starbursts are better. It's just the case. Red starbursts are better. What are the trophies for? So these are trophies that I did in debate in high school. So I got top speaker there. I was the champion at a California tournament, bunch of other top speakers. I put them in the background, honestly, because I didn't have any other knickknacks. So I was like, let me just put some trophies. But I should get some cooler stuff to put in the background because it looks kind of obnoxious. I'm not going to lie. I don't think it's a time to be bullish, but how many people sat there predicting a crash in 07, 08? The media was not pumping like this on a daily basis, week after week. I agree, Michael. By the way, I'm still decently invested in the market. I sold out of one position today because I really don't think it's at the right price given the nature of the type of company it is. I didn't sell out of my Tesla or my Palantir or anything like that. But I do have cash on the side, and I have a decent amount of cash. I'm just a bit scared to put it in right now. If I had more cash, I'd buy Rocket Labs. Matt, you gotta come on the channel one day and do a deep dive for me on this because I have no idea what this company does. I mean, like Joel keeps talking about it. I've been lazy and I haven't done the research yet. If I buy it, Matt, it would be because you and Joel are like screaming about it. But that's the only reason I would do it because I have no idea. Sold DNA, yes. I'm getting back into DNA soon, but I sold it at 292 because I was like, this is stupid and it's probably not gonna do that well right now. But I'm gonna get back in. I think I can see it going to like 250s, 270s, and that would be a more comfortable average for me. Does Audia have music or just talking? Audia has some music. There have been, I would say, like 10, 20 musicians that have uploaded music there. But most of it is spoken word. Obviously, I think it can have a massive impact on the music industry because when a record label finds out that there is an organic audio platform outside of Spotify and Apple that don't have organic distribution, everything is playlist. They pay them $8 billion a year to do playlist promotion. That is giving organic distribution for free for audio creators. I think the record labels go crazy over that. I just think there needs to be a bit of momentum before that happens, but music is not the big one yet. Not yet. Ready for the big numbers in the morning. Yeah, CPI is going to be interesting, man. CPI is going to be interesting. Wait, you sold DNA? Yes, I did. Sold Ginkgo. I will get back in. I sold at 292 because I was like, I don't trust it right now at all. And I don't want to watch it go down to 240, 230 while I have that average. So I made a decision and I sold it. But I will get there. Amit, what is your target on SoFi and do you plan on getting a haircut? First of all, this is insulting. I got a haircut. Don't you see the fade? Like, this is the haircut. This is the haircut. Second of all, target on SoFi is 25 over the next 3 years. I think it could happen a lot quicker than that. I am scared they're doing this freaking reverse split because the stock can't seem to stay above 5. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. Did you lose any money? I lost $100. So it's not too bad. I'm sure he sold Tesla. I did not sell Tesla. I will prove it right now. I did not sell Tesla. See, the reason I sold DNA is because I have 7,000 in it. And I was like, I don't want to see my 7,000 go to 5,000 because of the macro. I was like, let me lose $100 and just keep it and go back in when it's ready. Tesla, it's only $1,000, so there was no reason to sell it. There it is. I'm gonna be honest with what I sell, and if I sold Tesla, I would say I sold Tesla. When I sold Tesla at the top, I said I sold Tesla at the top. I didn't. There's no need to hide anything. I can defend all of my decisions. So I was talking with Sean the other day, yesterday. If you guys watch our podcast, about what do you say about people who sell a position because they know it's going to go down, and Sean was like, "That's a fucking smart idea." He was like, "You've got to do what you've got to do." He's like, buy and hold the dip is not it's an outdated strategy because the macro has changed. I think if you're like, especially if you're trying to manage a portfolio, because 2020 buy and hold the dip made sense because everything went up every other second. So like you could buy the dip and it would just come back up. This is not the case. If Tesla goes down to 140, you don't know when it's going to come back to 300. Upstart was at 400. It went down to 25. I'm not saying Upstart and Tesla are the same. I'm saying that we're in a different macroeconomic cycle. That doesn't mean you have to be ultra bullish or bearish, but that does mean if you don't want to see your positions go down by a couple $1,000 and have to deal with that for a long time because you know it's more speculative, then you make a decision. It's that simple. Buy back in after earnings. Yeah, I would buy back in after earnings. Amid scared to lose 3K, I'm down 70K in the year. Joe, I am down all time, and I'm down this year a lot of money, most of that in Palantir. I have not sold out of Palantir because so my logic is if it's a very big position, then you DCA. If it's a smaller to mid-size, if it's a really small position, it like $1,000, which is like my Google position, 10 shares at $100, I don't care. 5 shares of Tesla at 215 or whatever, I don't care. But if it's like 5 to 10,000, then I'm like, at least for me, right? I think what's different. And then if it's above 20,000, which is 2 positions I have, then I've just DCA and I'm like, I'll see it, whatever. Fair, but you don't know the future either. Agreed. No one knows the future. And again, I'll be happy to buy Ginkgo at 320 because I see that stock being like $100 in 10, 20 years from now, given the potential they have. It's just for the short term, I want to have that cash. So buying it at 320 versus buying it at 280, it's not a big difference for me, but I don't want to be down on that cash in the moment. I want to keep that cash. So, which is why I think I am thinking long term. False. You should remove all emotions from investing a whole for 5-10 years for compound interest. Your strategy is flawed. Yeah, I disagree with this. I mean, like again, this is fine for most people, but it's also dependent. Like, why did Chris sell Palantir? He's probably going to buy back in eventually, but he sold it because he wanted that capital on his side and he has expenses. He has all this other stuff and he's not feeling the most convicted. For me on Ginkgo, I was like, I do not feel the most convicted. They're going to just run back up and be fine. So I'm going to get out of the position. I'll come back in when I want to. I think it's a personal decision. I think that's different from timing the market as well. Timing the market is selling everything, waiting for the S&P to go to like 2,400, then jumping back in, which is a much more riskier thing to do. Most people can't do it correctly. In fact, 99.9% of people, including myself, will fail at it, which is why I didn't sell my whole portfolio. But if I have to sell some positions, you sell some positions. Thank you. I kept getting made fun of on Twitter for cashing up. Yeah, anyone making fun of you on Twitter is just stupid. Like, people want to make fun of anyone for doing their own decisions. If you think Ginkgo is going to be $100, it makes no sense to sell. Yes, it does, because in the short term, I would like to have that cash. It absolutely makes sense to sell. If you need $7,000 and you don't want to see it go to $2,000 for the next 5 years until it comes back up to $200,000, then yes, of course it makes sense to sell. There's not any issue at all. I make a couple thousand a day and I'm happy trading 1 million in 15 minutes. Bush cream. Looks like you got a ton of money. Imagine being 25 and investing 200 a month. Guys, I do invest. I invest more than 200 a month. Like I have a lot of money in the markets, guys, and I'm down a lot of money. In total, if I wasn't down the amount I'm down right now, I would have around an $80,000 portfolio. But I have like 43 and I'm down 40. So I'm in the markets and I got into some horrible prices and I'm not selling that. That's what I'm trying to say. Those positions are stuck there. They're not being sold. But I got to just wait it out. What is your average cost on Palantir? 19, which is what really sucks, right? This is also why I think investing is personal, because if you have a really sucky average on some stocks, I can't afford to have another sucky average on another stock. And so you got to kind of deal with it. But this is why I think you shouldn't, whenever people sell, or do what they got to do, they got to make their own decisions at the end of the day. Fun strats, Tom Lee remains resolute in his view that the stock market will soar into year end. Yeah, I don't know if Tom Lee is right on that, man. I mean, we'll see. Wait, you started at 43K, now you're at 3K? No. No, I have 43K right now. If I had my money that I didn't have down, I would be at 80K. So, granted, a lot of that is Palantir, and I know that's coming back. It just might take a couple years, you know? So that's a position where I'm like, that's smart to DCA. Because it's like, all right, you got it at the top, whatever, or like semi at the top. That one, you have so much conviction, you just buy all the way to the bottom, and you don't sell it and then buy it back at $6. Like, that's what I think is stupid. That's what's dumb. If it's especially a big position. That's the one you DCA into, you know? Makes sense because he could buy 50% more shares if he buys at $2. Yeah, and it's not about buying more shares at $2. It's about, do I think the stock is going to go down massively in the short term? And with some of these stocks, they're very speculative. The market is not excited for this. And tomorrow's CPI might be fucking horrible. And, you know, that's what it is. So you got to make those decisions. Burnt Hair just hit 20,000 sales. That's $2 million. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Elon's a fuck. That's phenomenal marketing by Elon. He said buy his perfume so he can buy Twitter, which is crazy. What if hyperinflation beats Palantir's growth in 10 years? Well, that would suck. That would suck for most stocks, though. Do you believe in Roth IRAs? Yes. Roth IRAs are a good idea. I believe in that. Gabe says, admit, ponder this, sell your Palantir, wait 31 days, buy it back. That way you get to claim the capital loss. Tax arbitrage, baby. Now, that's a phenomenal strategy. That's something, because it's such a big position, I don't want to do that, even though that makes a lot of sense, because it's playing with a lot of money there. So that's something like I personally wouldn't do. But if it's a much smaller position, then yeah, I would do that if I have a loss on it. But it's not a bad strategy. No, you can't harm anyone for saying that, right? I think big tech prices are juicy for the long term. I agree. The one thing I would say about big tech prices that are important to remember is that if the current market's understanding of price to earnings changes because profits come down and we get into a recession, which means instead of Google making $70 billion, Google's making $40 billion a quarter, that changes what we think is cheap. Google could fall another 30% and it could still be fair value if earnings of the overall market decrease. And so right now, the S&P, I forgot the S&P's earnings right now, but it was at 15, but it's historically, it's supposed to be at like 12 or something like that. So it was technically overvalued and it could be even more. But that's something to consider, how we value big tech, because we valued big tech over the past 14 years in an interest-free environment with a ton of liquidity in the system where people were spending money like drunken sailors. Only in 2018, we saw a bit of a decline. I mean, think about it. Facebook had a phenomenal run from 2017 to 2022, and it's right back down to where it was in 2017. And remember, 2018 is when that little big blip happened. So I think there's a lot of unknowns, and we have to see more data to be able to make those decisions. Love you, Mid. Go on with your bad self. Doug, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Should I buy Amazon stock? You know, my mom's been asking me this question. I like Amazon, but I don't know if I love Amazon. Amazon's growth to me is AWS and Prime Video. The retail business has never really been that good for profits. So if they didn't have AWS, they would not be $1 trillion company today. Cloud computing is in its infancy, but I feel like I don't know enough about it. Like compared to Microsoft, I feel like Microsoft's a way better buy. Like Microsoft makes $15 billion a year off cybersecurity alone. And then you've got gaming that, I mean, Amazon is Twitch, but like at the end of the day, Twitch is more content than it is gaming. Like I haven't seen any Amazon VR things. I've seen a lot of Microsoft stuff. They just did a partnership with Meta. So I would say Microsoft is a better pick in the long term over Amazon, given the different things they're doing. How do you think the macro plays out next 12 months? I think there's two scenarios. Either we go up or we go down. And I'll cover it either way. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I think tomorrow's inflation reading will give us a lot of data on where the macro goes. Like, I really have no clue. Yo, Joel, Joel, do you have a Daily Wire Plus account? Because I'm not willing to pay for it, but I do want to watch this BLM documentary. So if you can send me like your username, bro? Because I just want to watch the documentary, but I don't want to sign up to the whole freaking account. But if someone wants to give me their account, let me know because I just want to watch it. Orange is definitely your color, mid. I like orange as well. Thank you, Blake's Finance. I appreciate it. Okay, let me answer a couple of these. Amit, when are you gonna do a dive into UiPath? I haven't at any time, Jackalope. I'm sorry, but that'll be on the list. Amazon's retail business has peaked. It has to be AWS. I don't think that'll be enough. I don't think their streaming content will lead. No one cares for it. That will go to Disney. That's a great analysis, and I think there's a lot of fair points there. I don't think AWS has peaked, but growth may be not as exponential anymore. How has 0 to 1 influenced you as an investor? Well, at least for SoFi, Ginkgo, and Palantir, 0 to 1 to me is building a monopolistic business, a business that has less competition, which means you own the category because you invent the category itself. I think SoFi is doing that with their Galileo technology. Ginkgo is doing that with DNA programming, and Palantir is doing that with Foundry and Gotham. And Apollo. So those are like my 3 stocks for the next decade because of that core thesis, which is how 0 to 1 has influenced. It's also influenced my startup. My startup is using a audio distribution mechanism that doesn't use RSS feeds, which is what the industry uses, which is why we're, I think, creating a business that theoretically could have a monopoly in and of itself because all the other audio platforms are using the same methods of distribution that are archaic and that really don't offer any AI, machine learning, algorithmic discovery mechanisms. They're just like hoarding premium content and serving it like a Netflix of audio business. So that's kind of where the logic comes from me for why we're differentiated and potentially can go from 0 to 1. What is the average time horizon here in the chat? 18 months or 5 years? I would imagine it's 5 years. But I want to see. Ahad, what's up? What's up? Yeah, did Chase actually unbank Ye? Is that a real thing? Because I heard that, but I don't know if that's a real thing. Did that actually happen? I know Twitter and Instagram got rid of Kanye. Man, Kanye said some stuff, some wild stuff. And I don't want to give any thoughts on it because it is so charged up, but he said some stuff. I've been in SoFi since January 2021. Painful experience. Yeah, I'm lucky. I got into SoFi. I heard about it January 2021, but I didn't buy it. I got into Palantir April 2021, which sucks. But I got into SoFi really cheap because I just didn't know. Sometimes you just don't know about things. It helps a lot. It helped a lot. Anti-Semitism, yes, but unbanked. Yeah, I don't get that either. I don't get how they unbank the dude. Like, that's weird. It's I don't know, man. It's what's going on with Kanye right now is there are some groups of people when you talk about a lot of, there's just some it can get risky, man. When you start talking about a lot of groups of people. And it flows both ways. It's not just the people he's talking about. There's other groups of people when you talk about them. Like it's not good, man. And a lot of companies can react or overreact, whatever you want to say they're doing. But he's been very public about some controversial things he's saying, and people are going after him for that. What else would Amit, what are your thoughts on the Darnton's Palantir 9 billion video? I think he has a good point. We could potentially get somewhat of that contract. I don't know if it's going to happen. It was obviously they were speculating, but I mean, it is what it is. If it happens, that'd be great. Should I sell Netflix because I believe Netflix is going to go downhill, unfortunately? What is your cost average on Netflix? I have never been bullish on Netflix ever because to me, Netflix is a media company. It's not a tech company. All they do is they buy content. Now, they have the best content out of all the streamers, but at the end of the day, like, you got to get people to pay $16 a month just to watch content. Whereas YouTube, anyone can upload, anyone can get this. Like, I'm just so much more bullish on user-generated content. And so Netflix is not that exciting to me. Not financial advice. Dude, I am crazy heavy on SoFi, Palantir, DNA, 105,000 portfolio, 80%. 80% down? Or are you saying those 3 stocks are your 80%? Wow. Not bad. That's crazy. It's a big portfolio. And those 3. Do you do options, Amit? I don't do a lot of options. Gabe, he's in the chat, GS Strategies. He does options, so his channel is good for that. I have recently sold some cash covered puts, so I understand that a little bit more. Covered calls, I haven't sold too many of those. I think, I haven't bought too many leaps. I understand all the basic terms, but am I the best at explaining them? Some of them, yes. A lot. Some of the others, no. Yep, those 3 stocks. Wow. Are your averages good on them, Manish, or are you down on them? How's your averages? If you look at the best 250 movies, Netflix only has like 4 of them. They don't have a great collection. Yeah, bro, like Netflix is just not that exciting to me. I go on it and I try to find something sometimes to watch, and I'm like, even the basketball documentary, people said it wasn't good, man. Like I could only get through 10 minutes of it, and then I turned it off. I was like, it's not that exciting. It's just hard for me to keep my attention for that long. Like, you know what I like on Netflix? I like the reality dating shows, like Too Hot to Handle. Like, I'll watch that. That's exciting for me. The rest of the stuff is like not that interesting. I wonder what effect the market will have on midterm elections. Me too. I'm going to be live streaming the midterm elections when they happen, so you guys can hang out with me on stream, and we will talk about it. But I don't know, man. It's gonna be. I think the Republicans are definitely going to take this. I mean, not definitely, but they can probably get the House. I don't know if they get the Senate. It seems like gas prices going up is not good for Biden in the short term for the Repubs or for the Dems, but we are going to see. Kanye probably has a mental issue, so that makes Chase Bank anti-mental health. That's wild. Do you ever see yourself investing in food stocks like TTCF or Oatly? No, I understand their thesis. Jeremy did a good job explaining it to me, but those stocks don't make me excited. What makes me excited is like platform down approaches. Can we make a poll on CPI up or down? Yeah. Let me do that. I did it on Twitter. We'll check the results of my Twitter poll in a second, but let me do it on Late Night Stock Talks. So let me make the poll real quick. Okay, CPI below 8, under 8, or above 8 or below 8. That's what I'm gonna do. Below 8. Okay. I just asked it on the chat. You guys can vote, and then let me look on Twitter for my poll for what I asked. By the way, if you guys are not following me on Twitter, at Amid is Investing. I recently got a scammer who's scamming me on Twitter. It was the guy literally has more followers than me. He's a bot. And he's like messaging people for this guy right here. Look at this dude, bro. This guy's scamming me for like Bitcoin. He's asking people for Bitcoin. And I'm like, damn. I guess I'm famous now. Got scammers. Where's my CPI poll? Where's my CPI? I put it up. Did I put it up today? Oh, here we go. Okay. CPI tomorrow, above 8, under 8. So 63% of 230 people said above 8. Under 8 is 36. So most people think it's going to be above 8. Most people think it's going to be above 8. Ha 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 ha. Thoughts about Spot? Don't get me started on Spotify. Andres, do you actually want to know my thought? I did a good I did a thread on Spotify today if you want to know, but I don't want to get into it because I can go very deep talk about it. Kind of looks like you, to be honest. Yeah, it looks like me, right? It looks like me. But yeah, that was it. What else? I wanted to show you guys something else on Twitter. Oh no, I think that's it. But anyway, so yeah, that's what's going on there. So I think a lot of people think it's going to be bad and not the best. Premiere. Give me 1 second, guys. I just have to text this woman back. Let me just say this. She is a woman, by the way. She's not a girl. She's a grown woman. What do we have here? The CPI is irrelevant and nothing changes in this world until the war ends. This is a good point. From a geopolitical crisis, this war is ruining a lot of shit. Tom actually broke it down today nicely to me. He was explaining the Russia-Ukraine thing, and basically Russia could have stopped after Russia annexed Donbass, and they legally, quote unquote, claimed that it's part of their land, and now they're threatening if anyone messes with Donbass, they're gonna use nukes to defend themselves in form of self-defense. It's I don't know, man. It's just so scary because it's like, do we really want to test nuclear weapons? That's I think the biggest thing we have to do. That's I think what we have to do. Okay, let's go to let me show you guys something. Do you guys have you ever seen this? Have you ever seen a nuclear bomb simulation? Because it's kind of wild, bro. Like I saw this VR. Hold on, I want to see VR nuclear explosion simulation. I want to show you guys this. I saw this the other day, and it was kind of wild. Filters this year. Where's a good one? Is this it? Is this a good one? Oh no, it's not that good. I want to find it on Twitter. But like, do we think Putin would actually launch a nuke? That's the question. Is this guy legitimately, because if he loses, he's gonna get killed. He's gonna get, probably people are gonna replace him. Russia's gonna revolt again. Like, he's not staying in power if he doesn't, quote unquote, win this war. So that's why Elon was like, okay, let's give him the war, quote unquote, let him know he wins, even though it's unfair that he took a part of Ukraine. But it's good. That's going to be the inevitable results anyway. So in the meantime, we're just waiting for death and a potential nuclear bomb. And so I guess the question is this guy actually going to do it? Is this guy actually going to launch a bomb? Does he have the guts to do it? I think that's the question. And it's just wild, bro. Never did I think in my lifetime, because honestly, bro, when Trump became president, I thought Trump having the nuclear weapons, it was a little scary because like Trump was a bit irrational on the campaign trail. But then things actually kind of went good with Kim Jong-un. They were shaking hands, and I was like, oh, it's actually okay. And like, we got through it. And now you got Putin, and you're just like, well, maybe it wasn't Trump who was going to do this. Maybe it was Putin. And we won't stop him. That's the case. We won't stop him. He will tactical nuke Ukraine a bit. So there is a difference between tactical nukes and regular nukes. I do think that if he does do that, he's basically showing his cards and saying, you can play a better hand than me, and we're not going to play a better hand because we know if we do, then he'll do even worse with nukes. Like, it would be crazy, bro, for one person in the world to launch a tactical nuclear weapon in 2022, 40, 60, what is this, 70 years since Hiroshima, since the last one we launched, and actually do that type of damage. And we wouldn't do anything, because if we do anything, it's World War III. We're not nuking Russia. Like, that's not happening. So it's just going to be crazy, man. And it would be really sad if that happened. What actions will the United States take if Putin nukes? I don't think we do anything. I literally think we do nothing. Because if we do anything, we will risk a nuclear war in World War III. And that's not a good thing. It's just not a good thing. Like, everyone dies. That's what happens. And I think Elon's been very succinct about this. Elon rushing into buying Twitter at 54.20 because he fears nuke escalation. Yeah, literally, he needs to buy Twitter to calm everyone down. That's how sad it is. He's gonna be like, hey guys, let's just all get in the town square. Let's all talk about things. It's okay. Nothing's bad. It's wild, man. It's absolutely wild. Why do you think Putin will be killed if he loses? So when you're a dictator and you lose, your country and your government doesn't see you with the same level of authority that you had before, because you got us into a war, then you lost, which means there's no legitimacy left to your presidency. It's not a democracy, obviously. So it's kind of like what's going on in Iran to a small extent, right? So what's going on in Iran is this girl, she got killed by the morality police for not wearing the hijab. And then a bunch of Iranian citizens, particularly women and, people who want democracy, were like, there is no more legitimacy in this quote unquote government, because when you kill someone just for not wearing a hijab, like, just fuck it, right? And that's what happens. And that's why democracy is very tricky. When people don't feel like the game is fair Even if they know the game is rigged, if they think the game is so rigged that it's out of their order, they revolt. Um, and so I think that's what happened to Russian citizens. Russia's economy is destroyed. GDP is going to be horrible. Every major company left Russia. So Russian citizens are not going to handle a crappy economy, crappy company or country just because Putin wanted to flex his muscles. So I think that's why it would be bad, obviously, if it would if he loses. He wouldn't be in power anymore. U.S. said they will end Ukraine war in 72 hours if Russia uses a nuke. Really? Is that a thing? Is that an official thing? U.S. 72 hours Russia nuke. Type that in. I wonder what that means. What we would do if we did go to nuclear. I'll be talking to you in heaven. Hopefully, we both get in. After 50 years, we will all be heroes who lived through nuclear threat, like people who lived during Cuba crisis. Yeah, the Cuban Missile Crisis was like a button away from a nuclear threat. So, I mean, I don't know if we're a button away, but it's close. It's not close. It's not the best. Falcon 9 can intercept ICBMs. I don't know if Falcon 9 is good enough to get rid of the big ICBMs. I mean, I don't know. It's never had experience doing it, right? Like, bro, if someone launches a nuke, that shit's like, that's just rough, man. Nukes are rough. If Russia uses a nuke, there won't be much to end after 3 days. Yeah. I have another platform stock to my like. Let me know, Carlos. Let me know what it is. Bro, imagine if Elon intercepts an ICBM. Yo, that would be crazy, bro. If Elon Musk intercepts an ICBM, talk about the greatest entrepreneur of all time. He's probably the greatest of all time, right? It's him and Steve Jobs. If he gets us to electric vehicles and SpaceX, I don't know an entrepreneur better than him outside of Steve Jobs, because Steve Jobs with the iPhone changed everything. But Elon, I mean, electric vehicles, climate change, it's probably a broader impact long term. And then you got Bezos, who just gave us 2-day shipping. You've got, who else is there? You got Zucks that gave us online advertising. I mean, it's not that good of an argument. Also, Zucks just did an interview recently with The Verge that came out today. I was watching a little bit of it talk about their new recommendation algorithms and things of that nature. Anyone else just indifferent about Armageddon at this point? Well, this is the problem with being alive. We all have to die one day. And so as a result of that, you know, at some point you're just indifferent, because if you care too much, you're just constantly thinking about death. Like, remember, all of us will die one day. I hope that's all the 108 people that are here right now. It's important to remember we are all going to die, which is the craziest existential thing you can think of, right? That it's all over at one point. Question is how. The question is, do we get to do what we want to do before we die? The question is, do we feel like life was worth it before we die? All of that stuff. And that's the issue. Are you Punjabi? Yes, I'm Punjabi. A Thai. Oh, Carlos, I've heard about a Thai. This is a psycho and a psychedelics company. Yeah, I have heard about this. I think Chris and Sachin are invested in this one as well. A Thai is awesome. I just haven't invested. I haven't done enough research in it yet. Not just all of us, but everyone you know and love. Yep. All of us die. It's all over at one point. And so, like, the small moments of life that we get to have and experience, to me, it's like, yes, it's meaningful, it's precious, but it's also like, it doesn't really matter because we all die. And I think finding the balance between it matters and it doesn't matter is crucial. Like, do you guys even remember what you were doing on October 11th, October 12th, 2014? Do you really remember? Unless it was your birthday or something. You probably, and even if it was your birthday, you might not remember. But it was just this random day throughout the course of your life that you had to live, because there was no way you couldn't live it, right? Because you had to be alive for that day. And you were just living. And that day's over now. You'll never get that day back. And so the memories you have of that day are the ones that are the things that allow you to even remember that your day is there, that your life has any meaning. I want to spend my days with a mitt before I die. Yeah, if a nuke is launched, I hope you guys are all on the stream, and we'll just be here while the nuke launches. I hope that doesn't happen. Nope, gonna upload my consciousness. This is a very interesting concept. Preserving our consciousness, because this body means nothing. A mitt is a conscious. It is not the physical body. It's not the 5'7" kid. That I just revealed my height. For anyone who thinks that's short, I'm sorry. I know. It is a consciousness. So if we could preserve that to some respect, that's an incredible idea. It's an incredible thought project. It's a incredible concept. Ahmed, have you dabbled in mushrooms? No. I am so scared of psychedelics. I have not dabbled in mushrooms. I don't think it's bad. I'm just very scared of it. I haven't done it. Best personal development books. There's a book. You know what? There's a book. I'll give you guys a good book recommendation. It's not the average ones. It's called When Breath Becomes Air. This book I don't think I've ever given a book recommendation on this channel. This is a book I read in 2 days and I cried on like the second page. It's a Stanford surgeon who knows he's dying and he's writing his final thoughts and book before his daughter is born. I read this in 2018. I got it as a present in graduation in 2016 from my mom's boss who went to school with that guy at Stanford. And I never read it. And then 2018, I was getting so into self-development. I was ordering all these books, Tony Robbins, all this. I was trying to get understanding of self-development. But this book, I remember this book. I want to read it again one day because I remember crying. Like within a couple hours, I was crying at the book. It takes the concept of death and it makes it so. It's a book I think either audiobook or you gotta read this book. It is a book that's important to read. But yeah, we all die. I am a nurse. You will die. Your portfolio doesn't matter. Yep, I agree. Just move to New Zealand or Tasmania. Why? Is that where there's more drugs that are legal? Jeff Bezos is 5'7". That's a great point, Seth. He is. Zucks, I think, is 5'7" or 5'8". 5'7" with or without the hair. That's a messed up joke. That's a messed up joke. Artificial intelligence will amplify your understanding of life extension. I agree. I mean, look, there's a world in which I think our generation dies. Probably our kids' die, but our kids', they might have a chance to escape the death problem. Now, maybe we have a chance to escape the death problem. I don't think it's going to happen in our lifetimes. It's like people who were born in the 1930s. They just didn't get access to this thing that has the world's information at the palm of your hands. They just weren't born late enough for it. I was born in 97. So I am a product of that computer revolution. But the kids that are born in 2140, they might have the types of technology and drug innovations that might happen during that time. I mean, it might be actually absolutely insane. It might be insane. But I don't know if that happens in our lifetimes. I don't know. Taller when I'm lying down. I'm 5'6", but 5'7". I'm 5'8" on a good day if I wear some good shoes. The world is supposed to reset sometimes after 2040. Okay, Gabe. Interesting concept. Genetic editing gives us a choice to die. Yeah. I haven't done a lot of research in the context of synthetic biology and death, Doug. I'm sure there's some use cases with just like the process of life in synthetic biology, but I haven't done it too much philosophically. I've done it more on the GMO side and research for drugs, all that stuff. Also, Doug, you saw that the deal Ginkgo just got with Merck up to 144 million. It's a good deal, man. It's a dope deal. I was born in 1979 too. I was born in 1997. So you were born 79. I was 97. So you're 42 then, right? No, 44, something like that. It will happen in our life, man. I hope so. You're a couple inches taller in the morning compared to the night. Fun fact. Wow. Did you also know you can't die in a dream? Be honest. Did you know you're not allowed to die in a dream? Because if you die in a dream, like that's why every time you're about to die, you just come back to life because you're not allowed to die in a dream. It's actually a really cool thing. Before I die, I have to find out about the lost technology that built the pyramids. I think we'll find out that, because it couldn't be humans, right? Because we know the tech. So it had to be aliens, or it had to be some type of crazy technology. It's gonna be one or the other. One or the other. You can't die in a dream because your brain doesn't know what happens after that. Exactly, right? So if you do die in a dream, you're likely dead in real life. And you kind of, people say that dream is like your entry point into heaven or stuff, like you're stuck in the dream. But every time you're ready to die, that's like the whole premise of Inception, right? When you're about to die, you get a jolt and you come back to life. And I've had many like mini deaths in dreams and stuff like that, so I've definitely experienced it before. I was young thug in a dream last night selling the words drugs. Wow. Joel, if you have a Daily Plus subscription, bro, send it to me because I'm trying to watch that documentary. But I'm not trying to pay for Daily Plus yet. I don't like care that much about it. If anyone has that, send me your login on Twitter, please. Because I want to watch their new doc. But I don't want to say it. But people die in their sleep. Yeah, and people say when you're in your dreams and you die in your sleep, then you kind of die in your dreams, and that's the process. I died in a dream once and I just floated around after seeing everything like I was a ghost. I don't know if that's officially dying. I think you might have, like, it was a simulation of it. Because if you actually died, I feel like you would have jolted. Like, you would have had to legit, like, there's a, like, for example, I remember falling out of the sky once, and as soon as you get that hit, or as soon as, like, you get stabbed, or as soon as something happens that's crazy in a dream, your body can't comprehend that. So if you, quote unquote, died, that jolt, that means your body didn't react to that, which means maybe it wasn't like an actual death. Maybe you were just imagining yourself as a ghost. Because that jolt has to happen, which signifies the death. It's so crazy that wakes us back up, bro, and that happens. I got shot in the chest. I remember it. Damn. Okay, Josh, maybe you're one of the few people that died in dreaming, made through it. Sorry, I mean, there are people that go to sleep and don't wake up. Yeah, that's correct. It always happens to me. Exactly. That's what happens. I don't have it amid. Sorry, spending that money goes against my investment strategy. I feel you, Joe. Makes sense. Makes sense. You gotta buy more Tesla. Gotta buy more stonks. Don't be afraid of death. By the time it comes, it's a whisper, and you don't even know what's happening most of the time. Mostly, yeah, Doug. I'm assuming as a nurse, you have very personal experience dealing with death. So it's crazy, man. The fact that we have to die, it's really wild. It's just absolutely wild, man. But it is what it is. It is what it is. It has to happen. We can't do anything about it. We cannot do anything about it. Have you heard about Monish Prabrai? Yes, I've heard about Monish Prabrai. I love this guy. But have you ever had a lucid dream? I believe I have a while ago. It's been a while since I had one, but I remember I had a dream where I couldn't move, and I was like, I was awake and I was like kind of paralyzed. It was at a friend's sleepover, I remember. But yeah, I'm a fictional character, so I will live forever. Good luck with that, Ragnar. I'm getting all these gains before I die for sure. Gains don't matter because we die. So it's not a big deal. I had a dream once where I died from being nuked at an airport. Woke up immediately. To this day, the most peaceful experience I ever had for whatever reason. Yeah, I've had dreams before of getting nuked, of like a nuclear bomb launching, and I'm just like, yo, this is kind of wild. But I wake up as soon as it ends up happening. I mean, that sounds like sleep paralysis, terrifying. Yeah, bro, it was weird. Like there was something like holding on to me, and I couldn't get up, but I was still awake, and it was just like, it was a while ago. It happened. Yo, you guys want to know a crazy thing, bro? I went camping with my friend back in 2011, and I had never been in a camp. I had never been out in the wilderness like that. His family took me because my family never did that stuff, so they took me there. And apparently, I was sleepwalking. His mom, I got up in the middle of the night and I opened the tent and I started walking, and his mom had to run out and like grab me. And I don't know why I was sleepwalking, but I was sleepwalking. And it was so weird, bro. It was like his mom woke up in the morning. She's like, "Yeah, you were trying to leave." And I was like, "What?" I've always had a weird thing with sleepwalking, but I don't do it anymore. But I did used to do it when I was younger. It was weird. Sleep paralysis is scary, but just don't freak yourself out and it goes away. Yep, I agree. Yo, Semiosis, where all the NPCs, we just carrying on like nothing happened when a new save boots. Bro, this NPC term is so funny that it's become a real thing. Like the fact that it's like a real thing, NPCs, it's crazy, bro. Stress. Well, it was 2012. I don't know if I had that much stress. I was probably stressed out about some girl that barely even knows who I am. So now I have a little bit more understanding of the word stress. Yo, be honest. All right, we're going to end it in about 5 minutes. Be honest in the chat. Are you under an immense amount of stress, a little bit amount of stress, or no stress? So none, medium, or a lot. Be honest. What do you think you're under? A lot of stress or not a lot of stress? Have you seen the YouTube channel Unrivaled Investing? I think I have. I forgot who the person is that runs it, but I think I have. Zero stress. Okay. Crossroads says zero stress. Carl says medium. Seth says medium. Gabe says medium. Time says medium. Josh says medium to a lot. None, probably. 8 out of 10. Medium, medium. Okay. Now that you have said little, medium, or none, or a lot, put in 1 to 5 words for what is causing your stress. 1 to 5 words for what is actually causing the stress. I would say my stress is very high. And one word, easy, startup, that's causing the stress. Family, that's causing the stress. And lack of sleep, that is absolutely causing the stress. Those 3 would be my terms. What is causing your stress? The stock market shouldn't be causing the stress. That should be the least thing that's causing the stress. That's just the stock market at the end of the day. I'm just a little bit stressed, but I love my job and day to day. I just want to see my gains in the future. Yeah, but Gabe, not Gabe, Joel, your gains are going to come. So I feel like that shouldn't cause any stress. Like you're a long-term investor. You'll be there. Anxiety. Give me a little bit more than that though. What do you think is causing the anxiety? Zero stress, combination of faith, maturity, and 21 years of marriage, just getting better each year. See, and that makes sense, right? Faith, first of all, does a phenomenal job to reduce a lot of the existential anxiety and things of that nature. Maturity obviously helps. And then 21 years of marriage, that's a hell of a combination to not have any stress. Payroll for 600 people. Jackalope, do you run a business? You have to make payroll? Are you the president? That's a lot of stress. I can understand that, but I'm curious if you run a business. Medical school, rotation studies. Sam, what are you doing in medical school? What are you trying to become? A lot of stress. Adam, what's the reason for a lot of stress? Elaine says a lot, but you have to control the switch. I agree. You said 5 words, goddamn. Marriage, health, children, Putin and his nukes. Okay. That can cause some people stress, but I hope that's not causing a lot of people stress. Yeah, all of these are good answers. Work and school, future of kids. I think it's so interesting because I was thinking about it the other day. Like yesterday, I was thinking like, man, I am stressed. Like I just thought about it. I was like, huh. And I don't say that to try to sound like I'm working harder. There's no emotions here. I'm just trying to be like, yo, am I under stress or not? And I think the answer is yes. And so dealing with that and navigating with that, and still trying to keep your mental health in check, I think that's important. Getting gains so far from managing stress. That's true. Working out helps. And I've been trying to work out and I just haven't been able to for the past month, man. I said October was going to be my month. That's not true. It's hard to work out, bro. It's like I come home and I'm so tired, bro. I can't. And then I have meetings all day when I come home. Literally come home. Monday's the one day I don't have. No, Monday, 10 o'clock I meet. But usually I have meetings from 8 to 10 after working from 9 to 6:30. But it's a lot, it's 18-hour days. You got to put in that work, but it is stressful. If you're thinking you're stressed, think of Elon Musk. Yeah, and see, that's a great comment because then I think of someone like Elon who's dealing with geopolitical crisis. He said Tesla's going to go 50% compounded year after year. He has to maintain that number. He's running SpaceX. He's trying to buy Twitter. I think of my stress and I think of that guy's stress, and I'm like, my stress can't compare. Now, guaranteed it's all relative, obviously, but it's different. Good morning, Kahulunagan. Good morning. Exams for my nursing degree. That can cause some stress. Wake up early to work out. The problem is, Gabe, sometimes I sleep late, and that's the problem with working out. Working out gives you energy. You used to have to start. I agree. I should be doing it. Corporate accounting work. We got 150 properties with over 600 people hitting all their books, pulling funds, etc. Oh, wow. Jackalope, so you must be doing well for yourself, Jackalope. It sounds like a pretty good deal you got going on. I got you if you're ever in LA. Bet, Sam. I'm gonna hit you up. I will hit you up. Chiropractor. Oh wow. Yo, chiropractors are legit, bro. I was going to a chiropractor last year. Those guys are the nicest people ever, man. They're so nice. Is that a real brick or wallpaper? This is real brick, baby. Real brick. As you can see, real brick. No, I'm just kidding. Not real brick. Going to listen to 1.75 to catch up. I'm a minute behind. Corporate accounting is legit. Like it better than auditing. Awesome stuff. All right, guys. We're at an hour. I think I gotta close this out. I am really tired. I gotta go sleep. I said I would do it till 12. It's 12:07. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you everyone for having a discussion with me. I miss late night stock talks. It's just every night I'm in a meeting doing more work, so I can't really do it at 10. But if I get free every night by 11 or 11:30, then I'm gonna go live for at least 30 minutes to an hour, and we'll keep it going. So that seam in your real brick looks real good. Good night, Amit. Get some shut eye. No dying in your dreams. Thank you, Crossroads. I appreciate you. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining. See you on morning open, 9:20 a.m. Eastern. We'll open the market together. And CPI data tomorrow. So be here at 9:20. Let's see what goes on with the CPI. Good night, everybody.